The footage you're about to see should make the stomach churn, should make you nauseous if you love freedom. You know, people in third world countries, Soviet Russia, communist China, get treated like slaves by police and private security guards. They get told you're not allowed to film, you're not allowed to shoot video, government buildings. And now that's coming to the United States and England. In fact, in England, they passed a law saying it's an act of terrorism to film the police, even if they're beating somebody up. This is tyranny. The government puts their cameras everywhere, videotaping us, controlling our lives, but then we're bad if we videotape them. Now, I've seen footage on the internet of news reporters out front the Washington, D.C. Private Federal Reserve on the sidewalk, not on their property, and they come over and say, it's the law, turn your cameras off. Well, that happened in Kansas City. Aaron Dykes and Rob Jacobson were in Kansas City to interview a former federal regulator, Mr. Black, Professor Black, about the scams that are going on with the $12.8 trillion stolen by the private Federal Reserve this weekend. And on their way back to their hotel, they saw the regional Federal Reserve building and said, oh, there's the Federal Reserve. Let's pull up over there and let's shoot some video. So they're at a park about 150 yards away from the Federal Reserve, videotaping it, and the same private federal security guards and little Nazi outfits with the black belts come over and say, what's your names or we'll arrest you. No more Fifth Amendment. No law cited. They're not even cops. They don't even work for a federal agency. And then they say, now leave or we're going to arrest you, and you have to leave this park. We don't own it, but the Federal Reserve across the street is concerned about you, so we say get off this park as well. This is what it is to be a slave. This is what it is to be a thug on their side. This is what it is for the people to be slaves. This is what it is for the system to live under this thuggish system. And I'm just sick of it, and I'm tired of it. And 38 locations across the country last year, we covered it in the Obama deception. People went out and protested the private Federal Reserve that took over in 1913 and gave us the private income tax. And we later got documents, the news confirmed, regular Army intelligence was there spying on us. And we also got the MIAC report with similar things, saying the in-the-Fed people are terrorists. No, we're American citizens. We have a right to protest you, a right to videotape you, a right to show people the private Federal Reserve that has stolen as much money as the U.S. GDP has in a year. GDP is $13 trillion. In 6 months, they've stolen $12.8 trillion. So they're on line to be double the GDP in a year. Right now, they're right at the GDP. So it's my right, First Amendment, freedom in America, to talk about you people, and it's my right to show footage of what you're doing and what the private Federal Reserve is. You people are out of your minds, thugs, and you think we're your slaves. You've stolen so much money from us, you bossed us around long enough, and you think we exist here to be sucked off of by you. The enemy of freedom is the Federal Reserve and the bankers. Now watch this film and spread the word that this is the criminals that run our country.
Hi, how you doing?
Officer Collis, how you doing today?
All right.
Good. We're just checking on you guys, see if you're affiliated with any organizations or why you...
We're just
you're
individuals.
Fine. You're not doing anything wrong. The federal bank was concerned about you guys taking video of their building, so we just wanted to make sure to see what you were back to them.
I'm sorry?
We were just seeing who you were and what you were doing. What's your name?
My name's Aaron.
Okay.
And we're just
You're fine. You're not
we're just
doing
checking out
anything
this
wrong.
memorial,
You're
so
not doing anything wrong, okay? What's your last name, sir?
I'm not gonna give you my last name.
What are you guys doing right now? If you're not going to cooperate, I'm just asking questions.
This is public property?
No, it's not actually.
Whose property is this?
So we're just asking you some questions. If you can't cooperate, you need to leave.
Okay, but first of all, whose property is this?
The Liberty Memorial.
Okay.
Okay.
And
You're
you're,
not doing anything
and you're
wrong,
police
but for some
officers or
reason-
security officers?
There's some protection officers here.
Uh-huh.
And because you're not cooperating, you need to go ahead and leave. I asked you a simple question. You're not doing anything wrong. You're videotaping.
That's
So-
right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's all we're just here to videotape,
Okay,
so.
thank you, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you. Yes.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Guys, let's go.
Why do I have to leave?
Because you're with him.
And where's the property end?
Up there.
Park. Well, if he gave his name, then he doesn't have to leave.
He did give his name. but
Okay.
it's kind of guilt by association. You guys can go ahead and go.
What is guilt by association? Sir, we're not going to answer any more
Leave.
questions. You can go to jail or you can leave. Are you a police officer, sir?
We've
We do have arrest powers. Do you want to go to jail?
Am I under arrest?
No, you're not under arrest. Not yet. You need to leave.
You're encroaching on our First Amendment right.
No, we are not.
Why not? Is this public property? We have a right.
Go ahead and go. Now.
This is the death of America you're witnessing on this tape, and it needs to stop. And the little thugs that work at the Federal Reserve all over the country need to know that it's illegal what they're doing, it's a violation of civil rights, and people need to take legal action against them. And everybody needs to go out every day and videotape the private Federal Reserve and let those thugs know it's your right to videotape that federal building. If I'd have been there, I'd have let them arrest me. The problem is they would have probably tried to set us up. You got to know they're dangerous. We had New York police with We Are Change say their video camera was a gun and their backpack was a bomb. And they said, we know you're not really terrorists, but we're going to say you are. This whole war on terror is about making us slaves, where they put cameras in school bathrooms and cameras on the street corners reading our license plates, but we can't go sit on a sidewalk and videotape our private owners.
What's that?
You go through public affairs.
No, I'm just getting some material shots
No, you need to go through public affairs for you to videotape or take pictures
of any federal building.
of any federal building.
Because I was just at the Academy of Sciences.
I don't care, Captain. This is Federal Reserve. For you to take pictures or videotape, you just have to call public affairs. They set it up. You have a meeting. They tell you what time to come out and take pictures. You take pictures all day long.
So I can't stand on the public sidewalk and take
You can go
pictures.
across the street if you like, but they still gonna come over there and ask you questions if you stay too long.
So where am I allowed to shoot from?
You can't take pictures of a federal building. Period.
And not even the if I was a tourist, I couldn't even take a picture of the Capitol.
If you was a tourist and you went by and you snapped a picture, they're not going to snatch your camera. But if you come up with something like that, they're going to approach you. They're going to ask you what you're doing. They're going to ask you for ID, all that good stuff.
Huh.
Okay?
What if I was wearing like a press badge?
Now, if you did that, they're going to ask you who's your contact person, because then you should have contacted Public Affairs.
The Fed, public affairs, or just like...
Public Affairs for the Federal Reserve.
So for every building I need to contact that
Yes,
public
sir.
affairs person?
Yes, sir.
Even just to shoot from the public sidewalk?
Yes, sir.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yes, sir.
Is that new?
No, it's always been like that.
Because
Now, there's tourists that come through here, snap a picture, and keep on going.
Yeah, and usually don't bother them.
No, as long as they take a picture and keep on going. But when you come out with a video camera like that, that's when we come out and get you.
Because I've shot like tons of buildings. You're the first person to ever approach me.
They probably never paid attention to you. But this is the Federal Reserve. Okay?
Is that big or? What do you mean?
What do you mean? You don't know what the Federal Reserve is?
This is the federal. I mean,
Okay, who do you work for?
An American News Project. What I mean is like I've shot
Okay.
the White House and the
Okay.
Capitol building.
And they never approached you.
No.
I can't even see
Or
that
the
being
Treasury
possible.
building. You know, standing there where all the public walks, just standing right there on the
Taking
sidewalk.
pictures.
You know, just
Okay.
getting some B-roll of Big Sur. I've never had anybody.
But no, in order for you to take pictures of this building or any kind of videotape, you have to go through Public Affairs.
Do you work? Are you Reserve, Fed security, or are you DC Police or
Federal Reserve Police.
Federal Reserve Police? Okay, thanks.